Hi guys, my name is Alicia, and for my speech, I'm going to talk about discrimination against deaf people, people who cannot hear or hearing impairment people. I have came in contact with people who are deaf, and you probably have too. And when you see them, you just think, oh, they're a normal person. They're still compatible with life, and everything's fine. Until you may talk to them and they realize they cannot hear you, and it's hard for them to speak clearly. But they can still communicate with you. They can communicate with sign language, writing something down, or even with electronics such as a tablet, computer, electronical voice. Now, what a lot of people don't know is that deaf people are have discrimination towards them, especially in the workforce. So, from the estimate wages and discrimination paper by Brault in 2008, it says people with sensory disabilities represent 5.5% of U.S. population. Now, 5.5%, that's a lot is if you're counting the total people as whole in the United States. 5.5% of them make up the population, and these are the ages between 21 and 64. People who are usually around that age have their career and are ready to work. Now, only 3.4% are employed. Only 3.4%. And you would think, well, why? How come? These people, the people who are deaf or cannot hear, they're smart. They can learn skills as anyone else can. Why wouldn't they be hired? A lot of jobs are cheap when it comes to somebody, and it's very sad. Jobs will be like, I don't want to hire someone where I will have to put out more money for them to be able to do the job right, because they're thinking, oh, this person is deaf, so they're going to need more accommodations, and that's going to cost the businesses more money. But they'll say no to that, but they'll be quickly to hurry up and host a party with an open bar and all that. Now, if you think about it, that's pretty messed up. And also from that article, it says that sensory disabilities require different types of job accommodations, such as talking computers, tablets, and certain keyboards than other disabilities. So, meaning they have to put out a lot more money with technology for people who are deaf so they can do the job right. And this is the most crazy thing. And employees may perceive those accommodations to be more expensive. They rather have an open bar at the holiday party, or more disruptive to the workplace. Now, I cannot see how that would be disruptive. If someone is working hard and just because they need something to help them to communicate with you, that should not be disruptive. You should be happy that that person is working hard and you see them working hard to help you for what you came there for. Also, by Baldwin, from the same article in 2011, stigma and discrimination against people with sensory disabilities is fostered by stereotypes, and they stereotype them as confused, childlike, dependent, lacking intelligence, and dangerous. Now, dangerous, that's what really took me. Just because someone cannot hear, but they can still communicate with sign language, and I'm not saying everyone in the world should learn sign language, but to learn a whole new language or any kind of language to communicate, I really don't think you're lacking intelligence. It takes a lot of memory muscle and a lot of work to learn a new language. And some people are not born deaf. Some people, had hearing and lost their hearing later on in life, and they still learn a new language. And dangerous, I don't see how they could be dangerous. This right here just shows that discrimination is horrible. Some people would just throw things out and come up with anything just to put that person down, or come up with a reason, oh, we don't need them. It's very horrible. And lastly, I want to tell you guys how long this has been going on for. So, in the Fighting Workplace Discrimination, written by Shaw in 2012, it states the April issue of 1948 of the National Hearing Aid Journal reporters on a 63-year-old veteran who went back as a conductor on Jersey and New York Railroad after being out for months due to wearing a hearing aid. His job back in 1948. Now it could, trust me, it probably went back further, but in 1948, they let this man go because they did not want him wearing hearing aid for working. What? Just because a hearing aid is not going to mess with nobody. That is nobody's business. This man is working. He's a conductor working on a railroad. This man is smart, intelligent. This smart guy is working hard on a railroad, making sure these trains can go safely. Oh, he seems very dangerous, doesn't he? No. Overall, this shows that discrimination affects a lot of people. And discrimination against deaf people is very wrong. People just need to learn how to treat everyone as a whole. And just because they may be slightly different doesn't mean they're not capable of things. So let's work on this and treat everybody kind and with respect of how we would like to be treated. Thank you.